Hello everyone, welcome to this series on Python programming. And Python is useful as a scripting language. A script is a small program that's meant for single time use, and Python is a language that's mainly used for small to medium sized projects, and it's used by a lot of big companies across the world. In this series, I'll be talking a bit for those who have done programming, a little bit of programming in some other language, but if you haven't, that's not a problem. You can still follow this course. So first things first, if you want to download Python, and I'm using Windows right now. In case of Ubuntu or Mac, I think Python might be installed by default. You can check that. But if you want to install it for Windows, you can head right here. So it's python.org/downloads, and the link will be given in the description. But you can download Python from here, and I prefer using Python 2.7. So if at any point you download the latest version and there's some discrepancy with what your script does and what you see in the video, you can just try doing the same script in Python 2.7. So that done, let's go ahead and look at this, which is the Python shell. This is actually called the Python IDLE, IDLE, which stands for Integrated Development and Learning Environment. So the way Python works is that it's an interpreted language, and what it means by that is that statements in Python are read by an interpreter and executed directly, as compared to other languages where there are two steps to running a program, which is compilation and then execution. That's not how Python works. Python directly just executes commands. So the idle actually lets us write Python statements here itself and see the output directly. So in this video we are going to play around a bit with this shell. So let's go ahead and do something that's done in as a first program in most languages. So let's do a print, and we type hello world right here, and let's hit enter, and as you can see it printed hello world without the quotes. And this thing inside the quotes, because of the presence of these quotes, is it's called a string. And strings in Python particularly can also be written in single quotes. So I can run the above command like this, and what the difference between single and double quotes is, it mostly just depends on what you have inside the quotes. So if I do something like print Shreyas's program, what happens now is that it takes this apostrophe, which this single quote which I meant as an apostrophe, as the finishing of the string. So this isn't a good idea. So I should actually use double quotes here. That'll make more sense. Let's go ahead and do that. And this works fine. So that does not necessarily mean that double quotes are better. In case I have double quotes somewhere inside my string, I should prefer single quotes. So they're more or less exactly the same. And another thing I can do is, let's just say I make it do some arithmetic. That happens here as well. So I just gave it 2 plus 5, and that gave me 7. So the math operators I have are addition, subtraction. I've got multiplication, which is denoted by this star, and I've got division. Let's just do 5 by 2. It gives me 2. We'll talk about why this gives me a 2 and not a 2.5 later. And I can actually raise something to a power using the double star operator. So these two stars right here mean that I want this number raised to the power this. So in this case it's 5 to the power 2 and I should get a 25 here. So that's what I get. And another operator, another math operator that I can use is this operator, the percentage sign. This is called a modulo operator. Now what a modulo operator means is that it gives us the remainder of this division. So let's say I do something like 17 modulo 3. I expect to get a 2 here, which is what I get. So these are all the math operators that I can use. So that's enough for the shell, I think. Let's go ahead and write an actual script. So the way to do that is we go into file and we say new file. That opens up a new Python script, which is right now just untitled because I haven't saved it yet, and I can write my commands here. So I can do something like print hello world here as well, and this time I need to save it, and let's just save it right here, and I'll give it a name hello world. um, in this case it's going to be saved with the .py extension, and make sure you have that extension. It won't work without that. So let's go ahead and save, and to run this we go into run and say run module, which we can also just do by hitting F5. So let's just run this now, and as you can see the script was executed and I got the output hello world here. So I think that's it for this first video. I'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned for that.